Guys, D. Williams here. We are about to get started with today's Staffingpreneurs Academy Q&A call. And I am running a little bit late as usual. I am waiting for, I need to log my class in. So hold on one second. Let me get that done. And we've got a lot of things to catch up on this week, right? It's been a week since we've seen each other. It's been a whole week, and we are getting back into the swing of things this week. I want to talk to you about a number of things that I have planned to get into today. One of the bigger things is I really want to get into talking about not just we're going to go into some run it things today, so that there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We are definitely going to go into running the business, talking about running the business and so forth. But in addition to that, we're going to dive into, we're going to talk a little bit about network and money.
Recording in progress.
Okay, because your network is important. The amount of money you can make with that network is important, you know, and then how you implement the value of that network and that money is important. All of those things are super important. And so, as you know, we've merged the setup and the run it class as of, I think, 2 weeks ago. And now I think this is our second week. We've merged the classes. And so it happens, it's a 2-hour class that happens every Monday, all right, at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And this is for now, the replay is going to always be available for my staffingpreneurs. I want to thank everybody who's watching the replay. And I also want to thank everybody who is here in my live class. Also, that are chiming in live online on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. I really appreciate you. Make sure if you're on my YouTube channel, click that like button and subscribe. Okay, no options. Hey, Trudy, I miss you. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to see you here. And you know, the replay is always available on all 3 of those networks. On my Zoom, Byron, you know, I love to see you here. Dr. Rice, my Nikki's in the house. And we're going to be getting started in like 2 seconds. Okay. So I need 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Really quickly. All right. Okay, perfect. I just want to get some water, get my phone, shut my door, and then I'm ready to dive in to today's conversation. Okay. Because, you know, I can't go without any water these days. I'm so happy. I want y'all to do me a favor and tag somebody, tell them to chime in and watch. This video is going to be very, very good. So first things first, for my class, before I get started, let me ask, does anybody have any questions before I go into my things? Y'all know once I get started, you know, I'm going in. You know what I'm saying? So do y'all have any questions, anything that from last week up until this week that you feel like you want to discuss or that you need support with? And please make sure y'all say hi. Thank you, Dr. Rice. Say hi in the chat. Let everyone know you're here. Welcome yourself. Thank you, Alexis. Let the world know you're here. Who are you? Where are you from? I'm puppy sitting again, y'all. What's your niche market? And he's trying to pull the medicine ball. It's a 10-pound medicine ball. He's trying to pull it across the floor, and he's barking at it. So y'all might hear a little chaos on this end. Just FYI. So any questions? Anything happened from last week to this week, Dr. Rice? Y'all good, or you want me to go and do my thing?
We was just talking and just had a question.
Yeah.
And just doing our reach outs. We're reaching out to like some of the higher end executives, like the CEOs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of one of the episodes was we got the gatekeeper and was told to basically delete our number,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or whatever. So, or we are calling and only getting voicemails and no return calls. And my philosophy, my thought process is just to keep calling.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, after how many phone calls that you make to people do you end up emailing? And then but then how much of a time frame do you give before you call or email in between your first, second, and between calls?
Yeah, those are all great questions. So first of all, don't stop calling. That's the first thing I want to say. Is they say it takes 12 to 24 times plus for someone to decide that they want to do business with you. So whatever you do, don't stop calling. Okay. Even if they say no, if they say no, you put them on the calendar for 3 months from now and call back, or a month from now and call back. They're not going to remember you. They're not going to remember you tomorrow, much less a month from now or 3 months from now. And every situation changes over time. So where they are today and what they're experiencing today can be totally different from where they are tomorrow and what they're experiencing tomorrow. So your job is to consistently, no matter what, follow up. Okay. And so those were the things that I knew I wanted to tell you off the bat. So what questions did I forget?
How often in between calls, if we're just getting voicemails continually, how far in between those voicemails should we give it that we'll call back the next day, give them 2 days, or?
I mean, I call back as often as possible. You know what I'm saying? If I'm calling, I don't just call. So typically there's a 4-prong reach out process. So I'm calling, emailing, reaching out on social media, and texting. If it's a hiring manager and I don't have access to text, then maybe I won't text. They'll just go through my LinkedIn, right? But I'm doing all three. And this is why it's very important to have your email marketing and your LinkedIn automation as a backup to what you're doing. So you're making your phone calls, but you're also connecting on LinkedIn so you can try to put 2 and 2 together. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going to make my call. I'm going to look and see if I got their LinkedIn profile. So that's why when I start people out, I try to get them to get their people that they're reaching out to in their Crelay ATS first, so that then, because typically it's coming in through LinkedIn, right? So they got their LinkedIn profile in. They already had that. They've connected with them. Now they pick the phone up and call. Hey, I just sent you a LinkedIn connection request, or, just call. Then you follow up with email, whether you speak to them or not. Hey, I left you a voicemail, sent you a phone, sent you a LinkedIn invite connect. But it's really what's being said that's what drives a person to respond back to you. It's not necessarily the action of what you're doing. It's what you're saying when you're doing it. And this is why I am anti-selling staffing. You understand? Because and I'm more pro asking questions, pro looking for what the problem is. This is where you go in and you say, hey, I noticed, because you have research, I noticed your peers are experiencing this, that. I was wondering if that's something that you're experiencing as well. I would love to have a conversation and talk about it, right? So it's like the conversation that you're having is what's going to drive the person to respond back to that voicemail, respond back to that email. And it needs to be something that taps into what's important to them in that moment in time. That's not to say, of course, that you can't talk about staffing, but most people don't want to talk about staffing because it's a burden, literally. You understand? And they're hiring because they're trying to create or solve something. So you don't have to walk in the door with that. Let's walk in the door with things that are related, like find out what's going on with them. But if you say, I want to know what problems you're experiencing, they're not going to tell you that. Because when somebody say that to me, I'm thinking career, life, business, like there could be anything. You know what I'm saying? But when you're able to identify a challenge that you see, or that that's being experienced. That's why the way you interview and or pipeline your candidates are very important. Because when you're asking questions, they're literally telling you the answer. They're telling you what you need to say when you're having those additional conversations. They're telling you what's happening in the market. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So those are great questions. And listen, you're experiencing one of the better parts, I feel like, of the staffing business. You've gone beyond the setup and now you're actually working in the business. And rejection is a part of that. And this is what makes you stronger. But I'm going to tell you that the key to this is volume. Okay. It's not the fact that you're being rejected. That's fine, because it's not that they were really rejecting you. He just didn't want to deal with you right now because he's not in a position, or he doesn't, whatever the situation may be. I'm not going to make things up for the person, but I'm just saying the answer is not no, it's not right now. So you're not really being rejected. He's someone that's going to go on, back onto your follow-up list in a long-term situation. That's a long-term relationship. You're going to have to plant the seed. Now, depending on how important this person is, will define how far you want to go. Because even after he said, lose my number, that's the type of man I love, honey. Like, now the challenge is on. Now I'm like, okay, let me do a little bit more research on what's been going on with them. Have they been experiencing an up? Have they been experiencing a down? What roles do they have open? Who's on their team? Now I'm starting to think strategically how I can penetrate that particular account. Why are you so adamant about not working with me when I know that I have value that I can really bring to you? Now I might physically send something, just to get his attention a little bit greater. Maybe I'll create a video with some information in there that I think will be valuable. So if he was on my target list, I would be more fired up. If he's on my generalist list, then I don't care as much. But if he's on my target list, I'm going to go out of my way to prove that I am worthy. Because think about this. Like, if as a hiring manager, if I'm getting 1,000 calls from staffing agencies, I'll probably do the same thing they're doing. Leave me alone. Because I know the majority of them don't have the grit to continue to call me back again anyway.
Okay.
They're going to just leave. They're not consistent. They're not going to stay. They're not going to follow up. The stats say people stop following up after 2 or 3 calls. The stats also say the person who gets the contract are the people who follow up 7 times or more. You know what I'm saying? So the easiest way to get rid of somebody, who you don't want to deal with, especially like the weakest link, leave me alone. The weakest link is going to say, oh God, he said, leave me alone. They're going to lower their head. They're going to walk on away and open that door for somebody like me, who's like, by any means necessary, ethically, you doing business with me. You don't have an option. I'm coming. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. You don't want me to talk to you? You don't want to talk to me right now? Okay, cool. Put you on my follow-up list. I'm going to call you back in a month. But in the meantime, I'm going to sit and see what else I can find, see how I can support you. Because really, I'm going to show you that I can be more value to you than a headache. Let me show you what that looks like. So it's all about the energy that you're putting into the work that's being done. So I would say that as well. If you're just dialing just to be dialing just for the motion, oh my God, I'm dialing again, oh my God, then yeah, that shit gonna be terrible. You ain't gonna have fun. You ain't gonna make a lot of calls. The business is gonna be boring. But it don't have to be that way. That's your choice. Really, every phone call you make, every LinkedIn connection that you make, every resume that you see should be fascinating to you. Every last one should be extremely fascinating. Oh, how can I support this person? How can I, even though it's a numbers game, you're trying to find the pieces, you're reading through, you're calling, you're figuring out who knows who, what. This is a people business. So your job is to create conversation. So your calls don't have to be staffing focused. Your calls can be anything. It could be just a network. It could be just a network. You don't have to call trying to sell staffing. That doesn't have to be the sales call. It just to be the network. Hey, I saw that you all just won an award for da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I was calling to say congratulations. I wanted to learn more about how y'all made that happen. What drove you to want to get the da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. This is phenomenal. I would love to help some of my clients understand that better. Do y'all have a training class? Like, you'll start to see that so many things will unfold if you just go and just start making the calls and having the conversations. And when you get the voicemail, like my mentor says, don't leave voicemails. Okay. One of my mentors, he's like, don't leave voicemails. I say leave voicemails the way you talk to anybody else. Hey, this is D. I'm calling because I saw y'all recently won the such and such award, and I wanted to say congratulations. I wanted to send over a gift. I wasn't sure if that was appropriate or not, but give me a call when you get an opportunity. Like, talk to them exactly the way you would talk to them if you were on the phone with them. You know what I'm saying? You got to do things that encourage people to engage with you, so it's all in how you decide you want these phone calls and these emails to be. Don't be too formal, don't be ghetto, but don't be too formal. Just be personable, be yourself, be authentic. And when you talk to people, let them know I need your help. If you say that, oh my God, everybody for the most part wants to help somebody. Like, you've got to use your energy in addition to the knowledge that I provided with you, put them together, and you can make magic happen. Every phone call you make today, when you get off this call, I want you to say, hey, I was wondering if you could help me with something. I guarantee you they're going to sit up with attention. I'm working on a role. I'm looking for, have you heard? Do you know? Who do you know? Logan. That's his bark, y'all. It's out of control. But, was that helpful a little bit?
That was. I have another question.
Okay, tell me.
So when it comes to direct hire, I know when it comes to like certain positions, you have to kind of stay within the state that you are licensed to.
Logan! Sorry, y'all. Logan, live. What are you doing? Oh, you can't be barking right now. What do you have to say? You wait. Oh, weird old bark. Don't be laughing at me, Nikki. Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry, Dr. Rice. Go ahead.
When you're hiring for direct hire, do you have to stick in the state where your company is in?
You don't even have to stick in the country.
When it's direct hire.
You don't need to. Yes. For staffing, you do, because you're bound by laws of, like compensation, payroll, different things like that, employment, all of those things. But for direct hire, no, because it's going on somebody else's payroll. So therefore, you can, like, I have clients that are here in the United States. I got a client that's in DC, or she's in the DMV area. She's got clients in the UK. She's got clients in all of them, like cybersecurity placements. You know what I'm saying? Executive level person. Direct hire can be international anywhere, to be honest with you. But contract is based on where you have your workers' compensation more than anything. That's the most important part. Even more than all the other insurances and stuff like that. It's based on where you have your workers' comp. Yeah. Okay. How was that? Was that good?
That was good, because I was really curious. For now, we're going to stick with direct. And then move over.
And the thing is that with the, I would just be open to whatever the employer needs. Your job is to, I'm going to put him in the, into the bathroom, because he's just going, I don't know, he's barking at the angels or not. I don't know. Logan, hold on one second. Logan, listen, in the bathroom. Come on.
Go to the bathroom.
You got it. Now he's running. He's like, he don't want to go. Listen, shh. He made me lose my train of thought. What we talking about?
Talking about direct hire.
Yeah.
And you were saying that you would go with whatever the person needs, and I agree with that. I was just
yes, you want to go over the person's needs. So it's more about what they want. So you just want to ask questions and listen for what they ask for, and it's your job to suggest what might be a great fit for them. So even if you're leaning more towards the direct hire, that's the beauty of being in a staffing agency. The beauty is that you're presenting your services, because staffing is an umbrella of services. It's not just one specific thing, right? So when you're having those conversations, the idea is to find out what it is that they need exactly. And then from there, you're curating or customizing a solution under the umbrella of services that you offer. So that might be direct hire or executive search, but it could also be travel. It could also be shift per PRN per diem. It could also be local staff. Like it could be a number of different things. And it could be some of those things simultaneously too, right? It could be, you know, direct hire is the ultimate goal, but we're putting somebody in short term to, you know, until direct is there. And with that, I want to share my screen because I want to start talking a little bit about that, this ties into where I want to go today in regards to building that network, because whether you're starting or whether you're running, building the network is what gets you the dollars. And I think y'all need a little bit more motivation. I feel like y'all not motivated enough to really push your numbers. If you are started, okay, let me share I got my screen right here. Perfect. If you've already started, right, then your numbers ain't popping the way I need them to be. If you're not making a lot of calls, or if you're not really able to dive into, hold on one second. I want to make sure I can see what y'all see. Really, hold on. There we go. Okay, perfect. I can't see. I want to see. Yes. Trudy said, and the workers' comp restrictions. That's right. The workers' comp restrictions are everything. Nelly said, hello, D's Dynamic Dual Nelly here. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Nelly. Yes, all of that good stuff with the live chat and YouTube. So if y'all can't see that, I'm sorry. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit more about it, because I feel like this is the perfect time for us to really start talking about how all of this plays in together. So, Dr. Rice, I don't know if you want me to use you as a guinea pig. Hold on one second.
You can use me.
Don't run. You stay right here, sir. You are way too active today for me. I'm in line. And take your little barking booty in there. Right there. I don't know what he's barking at, but I can't even hear. I can't even think now. Okay. So I do want to use you as a guinea pig for an example, but I want to start talking about network, just why this network is important. And you're in a situation right now where you've already started the business and you understand right now how important this network is. Because like when I first get people started, they typically don't understand how important the network is. But now you're in the business. I think you see more of the value of why pipelining and lead generation and the people that you know and the network that you build are so important. Would you agree?
I agree.
Okay, perfect. I agree too. I agree too. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on. Please like this video. I'm about to work my booty off, y'all. I'm about to get it in. Be ready. It's happening. Okay. So let's talk about this network and let's get this network popping right now. So when you're starting this business, it's very important to understand who your niche market is. That's why I have my clients go through who they really want to connect with. With staffing, you have two things that you're going to want to do. One of those things is you're going to either want to have a network of people already. Two is that you are going to want to create a network. And both are pretty easy, to be honest with you, but also challenging at the same time. It just all depends on to the extremity that you want to go and build this out. Now, why is this important? It's important because your money matters too. So hold on one second. I got to pull out my calculator. Y'all don't be laughing at all my screens. It's very true. I've got 10 million screens. I don't know why or how this has happened. Let me close this out right here because I think what I'm looking for is right here, right here. All right. So who you know, how much they make matters, period. Okay. So y'all know, and I'm pulling the calculator out, it's about to get real. So y'all know it is about to get real. So let's talk about this network. Now, I'm not going to give out all my industry secrets and different things like that, but you all know that. So let me go back a little bit. You all know that if you're creating a network, you want it to be in an area where, in my opinion, you have a variety of salaries, where high, mid, and low. And then if you already have a network, you want to be able to analyze that network to see the value of what that network brings for you to actually bring this business model, to life and make it make sense. And all this is going to tie back into your original questions in a minute. So just let me go into my little circle, Dr. Rice, because it'll all come back in. So the question is, what roles are we filling? What roles are we working on? So in my opinion, so Dr. Rice, let's play with you a little bit. You have, you focus on cybersecurity and healthcare, right?
Correct.
Okay. So now it's interesting because, so what roles do you focus on? Let me go there.
CISO.
Okay.
CISO.
Okay. Chief Information Security Officer. And I still did my brain is, hold on, because I really want, okay. So a CISO is a Chief Information Security Officer, a senior executive responsible for overseeing, leading, organizing cybersecurity programs. So yes, that's something we definitely needed. And then salary and hourly rate, please. Okay, so now we got an idea who it is, and let's go in and see what the salary and hourly rate. So the average salary is $341,265 to $423,689 nationally. And they're telling me California, but you're in Texas, but you're most of your CISOs are going to be full-time. Right. You will have some interim executives, but most of them are going to be full time. And so I would say Texas, not there we go. So 33408. So that's your average salary. Okay. And then your hourly rates is average $48.98 an hour. Some of them are over $100 an hour. Any CISO I know, probably are going to be about $100 to $200 an hour for their expertise. Okay. So let's go in and let's talk about the network. So before I even get into that, let me go back one more time. Let's go into LinkedIn and let's talk about the network. And I'm just on the LinkedIn network, and I'm going to bring all of this back together to everything that you just said. So wait a minute. CIO. This is so I don't have to spell. Y'all seeing my lazy? My lazy. Okay. So copy that. I want to just go in and look. Officer, CISO. And I'm going to actually add that there. And let's go to people. I'm not using Sales Navigator, which is what I recommend in real life, but there you have it, right? And now you've got your list of people. I wanted to look and see what the amount was, but I don't see the number on here for whatever reason. Did they change that on LinkedIn? If they did, that sucks. But I can go in and get it from Navigator, I'm sure, and see that 78,000 results. So 78,000. So my first question would always be, and let's just go to North America. So this is only in North America, and you got about 31,000. So nationwide, you got 71,000. In North Carolina only, you got 31,000. So right now your goal is to get to know 31,000 CISOs. Do you have 31,000 minimum CISOs in your ATS, Dr. Rice?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So your first goal in your mind, your thought should be, okay, how do I connect with 31,000 CISOs? How do I get them in my ATS start connecting with them and having conversations with them. Okay. And that's for you already in the business. For someone starting the business, that's totally different. Now somebody starting a business, now we want to start thinking about, okay, how much is this going to yield me if I go in and bring somebody in? So I'm not even going to say 20% because most executive search placements are probably 25 or more. But let's say that we have this target salary here of $334,000, which we said was the average for the CISO. We charge a 25% to the employer. That is the check that we receive, $83,524.50. You can do a lot with that bottom line money in your business. When I say bottom line meaning that you don't have to pay someone else unless you have a recruiter or a salesperson on your team. But even if you do, and you paid them 10%, and then you paid the other person 10%, you would still end up with 66%. If you paid them 25%, right, and you paid them 20%, you would still end up with 45,000. But that's the value of having an executive search placement. You have a little bit more to play with, and you can actually, have just a little bit more to play with. I'll just say that. And you can still pay other people who will work very, very good for you. The idea is, how do I go in and build those connections? And first things first, we want to get them establish who they are. And we want to start getting them into the ATS, and we want to start tagging them appropriately based on different things that they specialize in. And I'm going to tell you right now, through the conversations I've been having over the last couple of months, specifically in the last week, we need CISOs who have strong experience with what? Artificial intelligence. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. So just getting perspective, right? I just want to make sure that you have perspective on what's happening, where we're going, and what needs to go down. I want to stop here for a second and make sure that you and I are on the same page. Do you have any questions?
I don't. Nikki, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. Byron, sister, anybody have any questions on this?
No, I don't.
Okay, perfect. Sister, you good? I think she's on there. Okay. So now what we want to do is start the conversation process. Now, conversations happen in two ways. Okay. So first, and I'm just in my applicant tracking system. First things first, every person goes into your ATS non-negotiable. Okay. Every person that you're engaging with, I'll state that non-negotiable. For me, if I know that this is my niche market, my goal is to get all of these folks inside of my system, because I know I'm going to be engaging with them and having conversations with them. And when you have this, you know, right now, specifically with Crelate, you have a campaigns feature within Crelate that allows you to send 400 minimum emails out a day. They're single emails, but those emails are important nonetheless. Now, you may have your own individual email. You might have email marketing, LinkedIn marketing, all of that, but you're paying for this as well. So this is something you want to use. So if you've got 30,000, or if you're putting in 10,000, 20,000, whatever a week, then, and you know me, I will use Seamless, pair this thing up and get all the contact information, get them in Crelate, get them on list. And every day I will be sending out an email asking questions, seeing if I can get them on my calendar to talk about something that's going on. And that can start out with just that, like typing that information right on into Google and see what the conversation, like, you don't even have to make it hard. You know what I'm saying? See what the conversation is on what's going on now, and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? And see from there, go there. Hey, are you going to the new da-da-da-da-da? Hey, did you see such and such? Hey, what do you think a board should look like for? And like, just use the stuff that's already here. Start the conversation. Hey, did you hear the Georgia Tech did such and such and such and such? I can't give all my secrets out. I'll give all my secrets out. We live. I can't give them all out live. but I think many of y'all know kind of where my goals are, where I'm at. And then you can also go in and type in challenge, challenges, different things, importance. You can do a lot of different things. All of the things that you should be searching for are on your niche overview worksheet. Okay. And look at that. New AI challenges will test CISOs and their teams in 2025. That was in January, but I know that this is what people are looking for, AI. But you should be looking at these people and saying, okay, let me get them into the system, and then even start talking about them. And now I am going to give away some goodness. Like Dr. Rice, once you get them in there, even the questions will be like, is your team AI ready? Even if you ain't AI ready per se, you can go and get the AI people who can talk about it to the CISOs. Is your team AI ready? If not, I would love to talk to you about how we can help your team get AI ready. That's a conversation. The solution is going to be staffing. It might be training. It might be consulting, but you're opening up the door to the conversation to see how you can support them. And if you set this business up the way I suggested, you do have a training division, whether you have it fully fleshed out or not. You have a training division. You probably have a consulting division. You probably have, you know what I'm saying? So you can go in and get a better understanding just by having conversations with them. Hey, what do they have going on? And then from there, you can define, oh, I need to offer them training. Oh, okay. They need training and they need executive search. Oh, they need training, consulting, and executive search. Now, and now you're moving like a CEO. Now you're moving like someone who's looking at expanding, growing, and expanding their business very intentionally. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. What questions do you have for me? Perfect. Any questions? So run back to me a little bit what you heard me go through. Just a little bit. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
That I should be looking at the individuals who I want to hire, like the CISOs, CIOs, CNOs. I need to basically make them a connection. Use my tools that I already have, like my ATS. You send out those 100 emails after I do research and see what challenges they're having. Mm-hmm. Put that in the email and start the conversation. And figure out what it is, the problems that they have, and whether it's training or whether they need staff or whatever the challenge is, consulting, and work with them in that manner, which could lead to even doing even more business with them in the future.
Yes, that's exactly right. You're such a fast learner. This is what I love working with you. You're a fast learner. So that's exactly right. We really want to go in and make sure that we have a good understanding of who it is that we're going after, why, all of those great things, but like literally saying, hey, this is, I want to see where people are, right? I want to see where you are. I want to see what you got going on. I want to see how I can support you. Okay. And so not necessarily selling staffing directly. You don't have to sell staffing to grow your staffing agency. You're trying to find out what challenges they're having without even saying what challenges are you having, but by identifying the challenges that you know that they're having. You know what I'm saying? And then to see if that particular challenge is affecting them. Okay. Hey, Champons, how are you doing? That was my Nelly. Okay, please like and share. Trudy said, and the work comp restrictions are crazy always. Send a survey to follow up with him to find out how to better serve him. That's actually a great idea. You can definitely send a survey. Most of them are not going to do that though, right? Because they don't have the time. But that's why I said you got to talk about things that are happening right now. And so I like to look at Google, and because if you're too vague, they're definitely not going to answer. So like I'm looking for, I'm highlighting focus on the rise of industrial CISOs to balance organizational cybersecurity I'm not sure, I didn't read that. New challenges would test their team. So I already know AI is going to be one of the things. But these things kind of are too far away from me. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking for something a little bit more current. So that PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is a big consulting firm, they came out and said, okay, these are the things that they feel like are important to CISOs in 2025. Cyber agility, the key to balancing risks and opportunities, the rise of agentic AI for cybersecurity, which you know is a major deal. They said 79% of senior executives says agents are already being adopted in their companies. If I was sending out an email, that would be how my email would start. Hey, CISO name. PwC recently sourced that 79% of senior executives say AR agents are already being adopted in their companies. How does that impact the security of your system? You know, I don't know if that's the right question. I get chat to help me ask the question, but you use the statistic to connect with their mind, and you ask the question in this particular instance to connect with their mind and their heart, right? Or you can add a heart layer. Mind layer, 79% of senior executives say AI agents are already being adopted in their companies. I would probably say something that would scare them, like I don't know. I would find another statistic that would touch their heart, like, and 50% of those companies are losing money, or I don't know, whatever that may be. And then, bam, I'm going to go into my question and ask if I can have a conversation. Can we start the conversation? And then go from there. This is very important. Again, it's not necessarily the act of what you're doing. It's more of, oh, this is great. They just gave us the whole email. It's more of what you're saying. 79% of senior executives says AI agents are already being adapted in their companies. However, only 2% of executives have implemented cyber resilience actions across, cyber. I wouldn't say across 12 areas. But cybersecurity actions. And then I would ask my question: have you already implemented your cybersecurity, or are you seeing challenges in building and implementing your cyber resilience action approach, or whatever the case may be? What did you get from this? How do you feel about that?
I think that's a really good strategy.
Mm-hmm. And keep going.
No, I'm just saying, I think it's a good strategy to use. You have all the research there, and then even if you don't want to use exactly what they said, you can, you want to summarize.
Yep.
And get AI or chat to help you with summarizing it into your own words and tweak what they say so it's your words.
Yep. Don't worry about the introduction. That'll happen. You're introducing yourself by the smart questions you're asking. So you don't need an email that's like, hi, I'm Dr. Rice. I'm from here. This is what we do. That is so not needed. It's a waste of time. Right? I just want you to go in and ask the questions. Give them the stats, ask them the questions. Hey, John, James, Jim, John, Janice, I don't care. I'm sure you know, as a cybersecurity executive, how important it is to have cyber resilience actions going across all areas of the business. Really quick question. I don't know if you know, 79% of senior executives say agents are already being adopted in their companies. However, only 2% have implemented a cybersecurity resilience actions. I'm curious to know, have you found a similar challenge in implementing that based on all the new AI technology that's coming forth? I would love to have a conversation and learn a little bit more about how this is affecting your current business structure. And then if you want to take it a step further, now I'm giving you my secrets. Now I'm giving you the secrets. Maybe you remember when we went to the HIMSS conference earlier this year, and you came back with this book. I don't know if you remember this. Hold on.
What can I have right here?
Let me see. Try to share your screen. Let me see. I think that's what I'm talking about.
Figure out how to share my screen with hers.
I think it was a company called NetWork Labs. This one right here.
Yes, we've been doing podcasts together. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to NetWork Labs. Okay. But do you see how they have all of these graphics and different things like that, like inside of their book? So, like, this is something you would see it. You didn't see it right here. Let me see. So they have like this is their lead magnet.
You're not on the screen.
I'm not on. Oh, my bad. But I'm not on the screen. I'm on the screen. My video is here.
You are on the screen, but the screen has something about additional ways to bridge cyber resilience.
That's the you got to look at the other screen. Do you see right here?
Yeah, I see it.
You see
it's not as clear. Let me see if I can make you no, I can't pin you as the person.
Let me just see. Hold on. I mean, can you see it like that?
Yeah, it's much better.
But it's just a book. It's more just like this. We got this at the conference, and basically, this was the lead. They were giving this away for free, which we thought was crazy. I mean, Dr. Rice was like, "What's going on?" Because the book is pretty thick, but inside the book, they give you full strategies. Like they tell the employer basically what you need so that they can show them how intelligent that they are and how much value that they already bring to the table. So now the employer takes this home and they're like, I got to call this company next last because they seem to know what's happening. And I'm saying that you're going to do something very similar. I'm saying that you're going to, once you have the little email, based on this, then you will want to take some things that, have chat help you. I don't know, put something together and then create some type of visual digital map that may potentially align with the CISO and encourage him to further want to engage with you in conversation. So I think what I'm trying to let y'all know is you can't, like a lot of people are just being very blasé and no disrespect or anything like that, but just kind of like, I'm just going to make calls, but you have to show your value because there's so many people who are out here just making calls, right? And not really bringing value to the table. You have to actually bring that value. And when you do that, it allows for a greater conversation at the end of the day. Does that make sense? I hope it does.
Yes.
Hope it does. Pretty cool idea. Okay. Any questions around that? So that's 30. Now let's look at this. 31,000. If we can get, let me get. Ooh, she looks beautiful. If we could get, imagine. So here, 31,000 at this average salary with a 25% placement fee. Let's take the commission out because right now a lot of you are solopreneurs. You're bringing in an $83,000 check. You place one of these people a month. So that's just 12 out of 31,000. You got $1 million agency. Is that not worth you having more meaningful conversations today?
Today, yes.
Because if $1 million don't get you fired up, I don't know what does. Somebody fired up on this call. Okay. Somebody is fired up on this call. Okay. I don't know who, but somebody is fired up on this call. Okay. So let's take it a step further, right? Because I really want to motivate you a little bit more. So with the cybersecurity folks, that was on the lower end of the spectrum. On the higher end of the spectrum, on the medium, they're there. So let's put this 25% back up here. And let's go there. And now this placement fee on the higher end is $105K. So you're doing 1.2 million. So you're just placing 2 people a month, 24 people out of 31,000 in a year. And you are at 2.273. So if you know you only need to make 24 placements to make $2 million, like that means 24 people you know that you're going to have to place. You need to multiply that times 4 or 6 as far as the amount of CISOs that you want to have hardcore relationships with. Does that make sense? I think so.
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay, perfect. And so the goal should be, how many CISOs can we talk to? How many 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 can we talk to? And just getting to know them. You're not trying to recruit them. You're not trying to sell them. You're not trying to get business yet. But through every conversation, those things are definitely happening. Trust and believe. Those things are happening. And I want to show you something really quickly. Give me 1 second. I want to show you this. And just to give you a little bit of perspective about just the process of what we go through when you're getting from starting that contract or starting launching the business to getting to the point of actually making money. Okay. And that is it. And I love what you said, Nelly. Nelly said, let us help you get AI ready can be your opening conversation. That's exactly right. Let us help you get AI ready. But think about how, and before I dive in, think about this. It's not just about the daily activities that you're doing, which are the phone calls, the emails, and different things like that. It's also about the strategies that you're implementing to create those relationships. So the strategies that you're implementing every day to create those relationships are strategies like your golf tournament, strategies like your webinar, strategies like the workshop that you're having, the lunch and learns, the round tables, the whatever the case may be. Those are all strategies that you're doing to build those relationships. So you got to think about this strategically. I need 24 people, just 24 placements to get 2.1 million. That's easy. That's easy money, easy business, easy money. So if that's all I need, then that means I got to create something in volume, something that's going to get me a volume of those people so that I can start building those relationships, one relationship at a time. And so again, it's going to be, you got to think about what's going to get them on a webinar, what's going to get them at a workshop, what's going to get them on a phone call with you. And if you, the first go round of messages that you send out, if it don't pop off the way you want, then you got to try the next problem or the next challenge. So you got to figure out what exactly it is that's going to get them to the point of actually wanting to do business with you, of having not even doing business, just having the conversation with you so that you can figure out where you want to go do business. Trudy, no. Let's go. Trudy, no. She know the deal. She know the deal. Let's go. Okay. She know the deal. So it gets very, very real once you're in this space. Okay. So when I do my presentations with people, like to bring them on into the academy and to show them how to genuinely run a staffing business, this is one of the presentations or pieces of the presentation I show them. This goes into the Run It checklist. These are all the steps that are to be created or that you do in order to get to the point of making money. And many of you, and I'm showing this to you, Dr. Rice, because I want to make sure that you and Nikki are going back to kind of to basics and understanding where you are in this portion of the roadmap, right? So once you launch the business, the first thing you got to do is start pipelining, right? You're going in, you're having all your conversations, lots of them, many of them, more. Then you're going to start having conversations with clients as well. And you're going to be prepared for rejection, which you got to experience today. Oh, this is a great moment. Okay. We got to get it up under your belt, get it off your chest. Then the next is getting your book meeting with your client, which you've already had book meetings with the clients. You've won 2 contracts. You're working on the 5th, right? And that's that's the next best thing. But while you're doing that, you should be going through these things every day, all day. This first line, this should be the bane of your existence. Pipelining, talking to clients, getting them on your calendar and meeting with them. Pipelining, talking to your clients or potential clients, getting on your calendar and meeting with them. This is what you should be focusing on every day. And I need you to have a different energy around this. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Nikki. I need you to have a different energy around this. You should be obsessed with how many CEOs can I talk to today? How many can I connect with today? How many? Obsessed. Okay. No matter what they say to you, you're going to say, oh, that's amazing. Let's get you on the calendar to talk about that. They're going to say, well, we don't have a need for you right now. I totally understand. Oh, we get on the calendar and talk about that. We don't work with agencies. Get on the calendar and talk about that. Because the first thing that they say is really just because they know you're not going to stick around. Because most people ain't sticking around. They don't have no heart in the game. They sensitive. They don't have no heart. They sensitive. They have no grit. The moment somebody say no, they run and they crawl up in the corner. So it's very easy to just get rid of the weak. No, we don't use agencies. No, we don't want to talk to you. Go die in the corner. You know, and it's what you do after that matters the most. Do you follow up after that conversation? Do you send a follow-up email and say, you know what? We all have a day. You know, I'm really just here to support. And I understand you don't want to hear from me anymore, but unfortunately, I believe I can really, truly support you in your business model. So I'm not going to run away. I will give you some space because it seems like right now you're not ready for me. But I wonder, have you seen this article? Did you know that your peers are experiencing da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? Show your value. Show your value. You got to show value first. Don't care what nobody says. People to reject me all the time. No, D, I'm not interested. Okay, cool. But let me ask you, are you happy with where you are right now? Do you feel like you're achieving all your goals right now? I'm not trying to sell them. I genuinely want to know so that I know how I can support them. And the same people who typically tell me in the very beginning, no, I'm not interested, are the ones that put the most money up out of their pocket and that I'm able to create the most impact with, because the all actuality, the default response is I'm not interested. The default response is leave me alone. The default response is I can figure it out on my own. But you are the salesperson. So it's your job to go in and to figure out, no. Well, if that's the case, then let's talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Let's see if that's really the case. Let me verify it. I mean, and that shows them that you're in it. You're in it. Okay? That it. Nelly said, is your prompt engineering producing the proper responses that are in line with what's needed to take your company forward? If not, let's talk. Let's go. And it's not necessarily prompt engineering producing, right? Well, and I guess that really depends on, and that was Nelly on YouTube, depends on what it is that you're selling. Because if it's cybersecurity, it's probably not going to be about prompt engineering, right? You're going to be looking at things from a very larger perspective, because the CISO is the Chief Information Security Officer, and he's responsible for AI across the entire board. And so it's not just going to be about prompt engineering. It's going to be about securing their infrastructure, and in addition to allowing AI to run on their infrastructure, in addition to, like all of those other things. So that's why you got to really sit down with your AI and figure out exactly what it is, how you want to present that information, right? And I'm going to tell y'all, I use Perplexity for things like that. For my research, Perplexity is my place to go. And I ask for stats and all types of different things like that. Now, I want to go a little bit further, because there are going to be a few other things, because right now I feel a little money hungry. I feel like we need to talk about it. Some of those CISOs are not going to be available for direct hire. There are CISOs specifically that you're going to want to find and tag in your system. And while I'm saying this, I want you to know that this is for anybody in any niche. I'm just using Dr. Rice as an example. She said I can use her as a guinea pig. So it doesn't matter if you're doing oil and gas. It doesn't matter if you're doing nurses. It doesn't matter if you're doing, I wouldn't say commercial roles, more high-end roles like product management, program management, different things like that. This all applies no matter the role. Okay. So But in this particular instance, I want to talk about CISOs because they are also doing that. A CISO role is more of an executive search role than it is a direct hire role. So that's number one. Number two, that CISO role, there are chief information security officers that are working on an interim basis. So as you all are talking to CISOs, you need to be finding out and tagging in your ATS whether or not they're open to an interim contract role, whether or not that's something they're doing on a consistent basis, because some companies will hire them interimly versus a full-time role. Okay, so interim means staffing, contract, it means hourly, and the hourly rates are fucking gasmic. Okay, like $200 an hour you're going to pay your CISO, you're billing out $336 an hour. Okay, you're making $83.74 an hour on one CISO. If you keep one CISO on billing all year long at the interim level with these rates, you've made $156,000. That's with you working your full-time job. Don't get me started, right? But the goal is let's ramp up and let's see if we can keep 5 on billing all year long at a location. And a CISO can stay at a location for, typically they're there for months, right? 3, 6, 9 months, something like that, or longer. Sometimes the CISO can take longer. You might have a CISO where you have an interim CISO working for 3 to 6 months while you all are on the back end actually doing the direct hire search, right? The executive search for that CISO, and now you're going to make money off of that project twice. But if we can keep 5 CISOs on billing at this rate for the year, you're at 15 grand a week, 783 per year. You already know that this is the real possible number. And we said that there are 31,000. So we're talking now 25 interim CISOs on billing. Okay. And then we've got another 24, 12 and 12 is 24, because we said we were going to do 2 a month. So we're really talking about only securing 50 CISOs, okay, out of the 31,000 that's on here. That just seems realistic to me. It doesn't seem like a goal. It seems like I can place 50 CISOs in the next 12 months. I need to hear you say that out loud. Dr. Rice, Nikki, out loud. I want to hear you say it.
I can place 50 CISOs in the next year. Yeah.
Yes.
So in a year.
I mean, in a year, yes. But that's going to require you today to think differently, to shift in the way that you all are doing things. It's a numbers game. You got a year. We can't play with it. How many conversations can I have today? How many relationships can I build today? How many people can I get on a webinar today? How many emails can I send out today? How many people can I get booked on my calendar today? I know that I need 50 placed. And when you start talking to them, and listen, you might have to be a little bit more creative about the ones you talk to, because sometimes we get caught up in some of the CISOs we talk to be retired, like nothing we can do with them, right? You know what I'm saying? They're like not in the space where we want and need. So you got to pay attention to the CISOs that you're also connecting with and make it make sense. Okay. And that may require, again, a 2 or 3 prong approach. Maybe you're going, if you got 31,000 CISOs in the United States, then you might want to come back in. I think it's more than that, but you might want to come in and hit minus retired, right? Even though I wouldn't. So like retired people are very special because they've been in the industry for a very long time. So I consider retired people kind of like influencers, right? So you connect with retired people so that they can connect you with the right people, and or you can utilize them as consultants in your business on your behalf, because typically, even though they're retired, they're open to consulting. And so you would say to them, oh, you're retired. Okay, would you be interested in a consulting role? You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of value that way, but that's a whole nother part of the training. I just want to throw that out there. But now your goal is to get all of these people in. So I would select them all, save them to a list. Why? Because when you log into Net Sales Navigator, every time they start creating posts on LinkedIn, when you come in the morning, one of your morning routine duties, okay, y'all gonna have me pull out my list from last week. Hold on, let me see where I get it out. Okay, One of your morning activities is checking your LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So let's go in. Oh, hold on. Not that one. Y'all see my brain moving. Plan my calendar. I think it's plan my calendar. I'm almost sure. Start of my day tasks. So email, phone, estimate, check LinkedIn. And I would check LinkedIn in two different places. This is my checking LinkedIn messages, right? Kind of like your DMs. But the next one would be checking LinkedIn Sales Navigator and responding back to, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, GAs, right? Because you're going to take that and you are going to go in. He already had 2 recent posts on LinkedIn. So you're going to go in every day. You're going to look at who went in and did a new post, and you're going to comment, respond back. Because even though he's not answering your phone calls, even though he's not responding to your LinkedIn messages, even though he's not responding to your voicemails or your emails, you are responding to him. You are now on his front street, and trust and believe, he's going to be more open to you because you are engaging with him. And again, your job should be to show value. Show your value. And more people are posting on LinkedIn than you can even imagine. So he's an independent consultant. So we would tag him as such because he would be in the consulting division. Okay. And then there you go. Now, you can definitely get jiggy with it and get more like, I want to go in only cybersecurity and healthcare or whatever the case may be. But I say open it up a little bit because conversations are very interesting. When you connect with people, you'll see how magic genuinely happens. Okay, they talking. Okay. All right, great. That ain't none of my business. Okay. So this is the thought process that I want y'all to have. This is how I want you to be moving. Okay. I want you to understand that the opportunity is here. You've got to put in the work. And I'm not talking to Dr. Rice in particular now. What I'm saying is that it doesn't take much to hit your financial goal, right? It doesn't take much to create impact. But what you do have to do is you've got to be able to start conversations. What you do have to do is you've got to have a goal. So right now we put we use the calculator, which y'all can go to staffingpreneursacademy.com, get a copy of the calculator. And we said, okay, how much do we want to make for 2026? We're going to do 3.919 million on the contract side and we're going to do 2.273. I don't know the math in that, but I'm thinking it's somewhere around $6 million. So $6 million is the goal for next year by any means necessary ethically. Period. That's the number you're going to put on your wall. You now know that you need 25 interim CISOs to work on your behalf for the full year. Okay? And so you need to be pipelining as many interim CISOs as possibly can because you need a strong 25 you're gonna need a strong 25 to be built. So you need a strong 100 you got relationships with. Okay, 100, 125. That should be your mission. I know you want to make money right now. That's gonna come. You just start talking, getting those relationships going and be assertive about it. And then you got your other 25, really 24, but let's just say 25 because things be going. So you want to have another 100, 125 on the direct hire side. So your goal, and that's to get to this 2.7 million. And your goal is to establish these conversations, build these relationships. Now I'm telling you essentially that you need about 250 relationships with meaningful CISOs. Meaningful, not random, meaningful. Meaning I want them working. I don't want them laid off unless they're working interim. I need them working, okay, at a company, okay? Those are the ones I want. If you talk to somebody who's retired, that's cool. They're in a strategy. If you talk to somebody who's out of work, that's cool. They're in a strategy. But we're really more looking for talent that employers are willing to pay for today. And that's the talent that they're more willing to pay for today. Did that make sense? I hope that did. This money just got me fired up. I think I'm a little turned on right now.
I'm ready. I'm ready. We're ready for it.
You ready for it? Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is what we're talking about. This is what we're building. It's all about the network. Now, some of you may not have a network of CISOs, and that might just feel disgusting. It's like I don't know what you're even talking about. CISOs, I don't know anything about that. I'm going to go back to the other side of the business. I'm going to make this very easy, and we're going to go back to building that network again. Let's just keep it easy. Okay, so I'm going to X out of this, and I'm going to go down to job title. Where's my job title? Let me clear all. See all filters. Current job title, registered nurse. Why? Because my nurses are the best. R-E-G. Did I spell it right? I know I didn't. R-G-I-S-T-E-I-S-T. Let me try again. R-E-G-I-S-T-E-R. Yeah, I didn't spell it right. Clearly not, because I had 2,000 nurses, and it's more than 2 million nurses. How many is ready? Who has a network of 2 million nurses? 2 million nurses. Let's take those 2 million nurses down. So now we're in North America. We're at 1 million nurses. Okay. So how many of us have 1 million nurses in our database? Okay. And I'm not talking about the clinical manager. I'm just talking about the basic registered nurse. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. And then having those conversations and, really starting to get to know them and starting to understand what they're passionate about, because nurses are a totally different market. And the best nurses, in my opinion, are the ones that are passionate about quality patient care, that are passionate, those are the best nurses. Okay. So wherever you're located, your job is to go in and do the same thing. Registered nurse, salary and hourly rate in Texas. Even though I spelled Tex for my Texans. I keep saying I'm moving to Dallas. So I want to. So we have nurses here, registered nurses in Texas, statewide average hourly rate 39 to 43. Average salary is, they're saying 83, but I think the average salary in Texas is a little more around 90 to 93. But y'all can quote me on that. Y'all can let me know. But the nurses that I've seen in Texas, they're somewhere around there. And let's just go back in and let's talk about that network that you have. Do you have a network of nurses, and where do they fall in spectrum, right? D. Williams, you just messing things up. Okay. So there you go. 18,000 a nurse. Okay. Even if we got it at the lowest rate right there, we got to get these nurses in. We got to have them conversations. You can do $378 a year in direct hire and nurses right there. After seeing the CISO salary, I'm not going to lie. You go back to nurses, you're like, but this is why I'm trying to tell you that the salaries are important. The salaries and the hourly rates are important in regards to the roles that you're filling. So your network, or the network that you're willing to create, are very important. That's how I started this video out. Okay. And then you've got the hourly rates, which was, I think it was around 41. I think it's around $41, 41 to 43. So we're going to take that in there. And our goal, but I got some nurses who got 7-8 nurses on billing, and they're making $1 million. So it just depends on what that rate is and how things are going. This has the nurse working 36 hours a week, $31,000 a year for one nurse. You got 5 nurses on billing all year. You're at about $158,000. Your goal is to get a minimum of 25 nurses on billing a year. You get a minimum of 25 nurses on billing. You made $794. You incorporate that with your direct hire. You got $1 million business, right? And so the goal is the network. Your network is everything. It's not like the money is there. The money is there. The money is there. The money is there. What's not there is the network, or let me just say, it's not what's not there. If the employer doesn't have the ability to generate or to create a relationship with everyone, with 1 million nurses. That's what the staffing agency's job is, right? The employer doesn't have the bandwidth to hire somebody to do nothing but sit all day and build relationships with 1 million nurses, right? Or 1 million CISOs, or whatever the case may be. That is your job. And as you are going through this job and you're talking to your candidates, whether it's a CISO, whether it's a nurse, I don't care who it is, when you're talking to them, the reason why most of y'all are not making money is because you are having very superficial conversations. You're not really getting to know the person. You're not really trying to understand what makes them tick, how to get them. Like this person, if I was to talk to her, she says family first. So I already know I'm going to be having a conversation about family because that's the very first thing that she put on her profile. Then she says she's a nurse, a humanitarian, and a Navy vet. So I already got an idea how my conversation is starting, how I'm going to build the relationship. Then I'm going to go in and, oh, she's at a Red Cross. She's a director of regional program lead. I might go in to Perplexity and say, okay, what is this? What does this role do? What does this role do? Why is it important? What happens if this role is not implemented? And then I'm going to do here for the American Red Cross. And yeah, bam. So now it's a vital leadership position within their department. They oversee da-da-da-da. They tell me what it does. They tell me why it's important. What happens if it's not implemented? And then I can take one of these things and use it as my conversation starting point. Now I'm giving y'all my real brain. Now I'm going to go back and say, can you give me some alarming statistics about any or all of these? Bam. She's on fire. Sorry. I'm getting fired up, y'all. Okay. So now they've given me some statistics that, and the next time I'll say some recent alarming statistics, but some statistics that I can utilize in starting the conversation and guiding it back to, lower volunteer engagement, or, and then tying it back in. And I'm just showing you like how my brain works, right? And how I would start engaging. I'm not talking about staffing, just FYI. Notice I ain't say nothing about staffing. Notice that. I'm not selling staffing. In staffing, you can sell two ways. You can sell staffing, or you can sell the solution or the problem, right? Per se, with staffing being the solution rather. I like to go through the problem way because you can build a more authentic relationship. The only time it's good to sell staffing is when somebody actually is looking for staffing services in this moment. And that's a timing thing you cannot control. But what I know factually is that people will pay for talent, for the right talent. So you've got to have the right conversations with the right people so that you can find out what type of talent they need, what type of talent is important to them. And you should be having the right conversations with people who are potentially that talent, or that can connect you with a version of that talent. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So very, 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 very important. Yeah. Right. So when you're working in your business every day, you're doing things, yes, when like on my ATS, and I'm going to tell you, if you're not tagging, like when you're in a profile, if you're not going in and doing your activities, you're already hurting your business. You're hurting it. If you're not utilizing ATS appropriately, you're hurting your business. If you're not going in every day and looking at your reports to see if you did better today than you did yesterday, you're hurting your business. You're not serious. You're only serious when you're actually going in and utilizing the software and you're keeping track of your numbers so that you can see how close and or how far away you are from reaching and or obtaining your future goal, your success. I know I need 31,000 CISOs. I only got 300 in my database. I'm short because I know it's going to take me at least 250 relationships for me to hit my goal. So if it's going to take me 250 relationships and I only have 300 people in my system and I know I only talk to 25 of these people, I'm far behind. So I need to go back in and I need to go back to these these little calculator. Where's that? Where's my calendar? I want to go in and start planning my calendar a little bit differently. Now I understand what Dee's talking about. I'm working in the business. I want to spend time I want to spend time for marketing for sure, but I need to spend time for internal recruiting, right? I need to spend time for so we're going to go back here and then we have time for sales research. That's me going in and see who I want to get into the ATS. Sales calls are the phone calls I'm going to make. That's the hour I'm going to be making them. Lead generation, that might be my webinar. That might be my networking event. Although I have networking event on here already. Okay. Time to source externally. That's another thing that I want to mention. Everyone that you're talking to, you're not just trying to find out what's going on with them, but you're also trying to find out what's going on in the company that they're working in, right? You're networking. When I made my first $1 million in staffing, I literally was telling everyone that I talked to, listen, remember my name. If you know somebody who's looking for recruiting, call D Williams. If you know somebody who's looking for a job, call D Williams, right? So I really literally went in and I showed them that, hey, I am available. Tell everybody you know. And that really got people remembering. How many of you are telling people to remember you? How many people of you are stepping out of your comfort zone and saying, remember my name, call me if you need this. Hey, don't forget, hey, I'm just reaching out to see if you came across anybody. When you're following up, do you follow up with despair? Do you follow up thinking you're annoying them, or are you following up with value and trying to continue the relationship that you built? If you haven't talked to them in 2 months, did you stop following up? Why? Because relationships don't work that way. If you stop calling, people forget you. If you stop emailing, they forget you. Have you looked to see what they're doing on their social media so you can connect with them? And were you taking good notes when you had that first conversation with them? I'm going to ask that part again. Were you taking notes when you had that first conversation with them so that you can go back to them and say, hey, what happened to John? How's the kids going with volleyball? Different things like that. People do business with people they like and know and trust. Not with random people that's calling them asking to take over that $1 million payroll and they don't even know who you are. It just doesn't work that way. People do business with people they like, know, and trust. Your job is to build relationships with people so that they can like, know, and trust you. Period. Period. And when you do that, I guarantee you people want to help you. That's when you got to go in and be like, listen, how can I help you? And listen, for earlier, I was like, you want to ask them, can you help me? You might also ask them, how can I help you? What can I do to support you? Can we get together and create something? Can we get together and collaborate? Right? Your job is to generate the relationship. Your job is to generate the relationship. People do business with people they like, you know, and trust. People do business with people. Y'all know I'm about to produce a song on it. People do business with people they like and know and trust. Okay? So how do you build that relationship? That should be the bane of your existence in life. How do I build my relationship? And listen, if you are in a space where you feel like D, I can build a network. I can build relationships. Then staffing is definitely one of the industries that you want to be in. Okay, period. It's definitely one of the industries that you want to be in. I'm going to open up the floor. I've pretty much said everything I wanted to say today, to be honest with you. I want you to know that I am still finishing up the last few things, but I'm working these things in to show you how they all work together, how your calendar, how you plan your calendar is a major part of how you engage with your day. I don't want you to just wake up in the morning and say, okay, I'm starting my day. No, you've got to start your day with purpose. First thing first, I have a to-do list. I don't have it sitting right here, it's sitting over there, but I do my to-do list at night before I go to bed or first thing in the morning when I wake up. Okay, so that may also be your start of day task. So you might add that, where like number 3 might be start my checklist or create a checklist. My checklist never goes away, right? But your end of day task as well would be, right? There it is, finalize and create tomorrow's to-do list. That's the checklist. I'm already on it because I already know you need a checklist. And then that will keep you focused. So now you got your calendar, right? You got your calendar, you got your checklist. So now you know what you're going to do during specific time blocks, and you're now able to do everything a specific way. Maybe next week I'll show you how to do your Calendly to go in with your calendar. I really wanted to do run it today, which I kind of did. But since you started us off the way you did, Dr. Rice, I felt like, oh, that kind of ties into what I wanted to talk about today, which is building your network. I need more people to understand that what you see online, when y'all see they say all these places are laying off, that's mainly big companies. That's not small and mid-sized companies. That's large companies that's been overhiring for many, many years now. Okay, so a lot of them are consolidating. They're saying it's AI, it may be a little bit, but AI is not living up to what they expected it to be just yet. And so I feel like they're letting go of roles that are, that were overkill roles initially. We'll see whether or not they need to come back. But what the focus is on AI roles, hiring AI roles. I want to show y'all this video that I saw today on YouTube, where they were saying, hold on, they were saying, let's go to my history, that where is she at? Savvy. Where's this lady at this morning? There she is. They were saying tech jobs are in danger. I was thinking, tech jobs, let me see. And she starts running this clip. I'm going to show y'all this clip that she runs, which I thought was very interesting. And the guy goes in and he tells them that, hold on one second. I'm going to show y'all the clip. He goes in and he tells them, this is in the beginning. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. More D. Williams. Go. So y'all know I'm doing everything real time here. Okay, so this is where it is right down here, where they're talking about how AI jobs are in such high demands, but they don't have anybody doing the actual jobs. So listen to this. Shout out to Savvy Sags. You see that? So that is very prevalent today. There's way more need for people with AI, with an AI skill set, than it is than we have more jobs available for that than we have people. And that's for every industry. And I just feel like that's just kind of how things are going to go, where before we just had, we need to fill these jobs. Now it's like we need to fill these jobs, and they need to have people who have an understanding of AI, right? And so our goal is really to get back into that space, to find the talent that's absolutely needed to bring these things to life. Y'all know over the last couple of weeks, we've been going over the checklist, which I've still been playing with, working on. The version of it that I'm working on now is more of the run it, which is, y'all saw a little piece of it today, and the things that we're going to be learning in that run it. My goal, I keep saying I'm going to quit staffing. One of my clients last week, she was like, I thought you weren't doing staffing anymore. I'm like, no, anything. But it's just like we're such a great time in history right now. I want to be here in this moment, to be honest with you, and I want you to be here. And today is really more about, like, if you have a network, you can monetize from that network. Even if you don't want to do a staffing business directly, there is still a way that you can implement staffing through AI technology. And I want to be on that journey with you. I want y'all to go to Staffingpreneurs Academy, book a call with me. Let's talk about how you can get your business up and going. For all of my people who already have their businesses up and going and running, I want to be here and really support you. Don't be teasing me, Stephanie. Stephanie said, I keep saying I'm quitting staffing too. It's hard to quit staffing. It's like you want to, but so many cool things is happening. I'm telling you right now, it's like the time is here. You know what I'm saying? The time is genuinely here. And whenever there is a change in the environment, whenever there's a change, in what's going on, there creates opportunity. I never see things as, oh my God, this is over. I'm always looking at what's the next opportunity. And right now, the next opportunity is talent, human talent, AI talent, and robot talent. And I'm telling y'all, if you want to make money, if you want to be a part of the future, because jobs are going to change. Yes, the old jobs in the way we know it, the automated jobs are going away. They are. AI robots are going to come and automate things in that old way. What they need are people who can think in terms of AI, who can work with the technology. AI systems thinking is what I call it. And those are the people who are genuinely going to be the ones who are going to win in the near future. So just be ready. Also, really quickly before I do Nelly's comment, I want to let you know I'm rounding up my AI automation class. So for everyone who's in my AI automation class, we still have one more class left. And I would like to do that in the next couple of weeks because I want to start advertising for the next new AI workshop. And so I'm going to be reaching out to each and every one of you. I'm just letting y'all know to confirm the date that we're going to do the final class. We're going to make that class a 2-hour class because we're going to need to catch up on what we've missed over the last month or so. And then also go back and finish out like how you price it and how you sell it. So be ready for that. Nelly said, just an FYI, in the state of Indiana, a new hospital is opening by the name of Community of Westfield, which is located in City of Westfield, which is a fast-growing community. They will need nurses. Nelly, you were thinking like a true entrepreneur, what facilities are opening? How can I support? And that's exactly what we need. But now we got to get your business started. We got to get your agency up and going. And, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of people come to my channel and they want to start an agency. They've been thinking about it forever, but they won't make that push. They don't go and push. And I'm telling you, your future self is going to hate you, right? You want your future self to thank you. You want your future self to say, I really appreciate you taking the time to invest in me today so that, yesterday, so that today I can be where I absolutely want and need to be. And I'm telling you, it's not going to always be easy. You might launch the business and shit don't pop off immediately. That's okay. But at least you've got the infrastructure in place and you're working on it every day because it only takes 1 second for things to turn around. When I first started my staffing agency, nothing was working out. I told y'all, nothing. I'm going to come back to you in a second, Nelly. I just want to share this. Nothing was working. Okay, my ex-husband was giving me shit. Like, my mom was looking at me crazy. My kids, like, everything was falling apart. I couldn't pay my bills. I couldn't do a lot of those things because I really didn't know what I was doing initially. But when I sat down and I focused and I was like, I'm only going to do one thing. one thing only, and that's recruiting. And I said, I don't care. I blocked out everybody else, and I just started pounding the phones, pounding the emails. I went and created a LinkedIn group. I started messaging people individually. Hi, my name is Dee Williams. I got a group here on LinkedIn. Would you like to join my group? Like, I had to start doing things grassroots. You feel what I'm saying? And when I started doing that and blocking the noise out, everything started to come into play. Everything started coming into play. And then I had to come up with my thing. What am I going to tell everybody no matter what? And I knew it was going to be, remember my name. Remember Dee Williams. Let me say my name. Call Dee Williams. Call Dee Williams. I thought it was catchy. Call Dee Williams. Catchy. Call Dee Williams. You need a recruiter, call Dee Williams. You need to hire a recruiter, call Dee Williams. You need a recruiter job, call Dee Williams. Never hear that. Call Dee Williams, 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 call Dee Williams. Say it in your sleep, call Dee Williams. And then people just start calling me. It was like, I don't know why, but something just said, call Dee Williams. I'm like, that shit is working. It is working. Okay. So call Dee Williams. So you got to figure out what your thing is. What are you going to get people to do to get back to you? And it's the energy. It's an energy. It's not just about the act of what you're doing. There is an energy in your heart and soul that you've got to utilize when you're picking up that phone. You got to have energy that nobody else got. Don't call over there like, how can I speak to the CISO? No. Hey, my name is Dee Williams. You might have to mirror his energy, but hopefully you want to shock value. You want something that's going to make them, who is this? Why is this energy coming through the phone like this? I don't have to talk. Wait, let me feel it again. You got to do things that's going to get them fired up. I'm fired up, so y'all forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here like, Steph said, I need to be a part of the new AI class. I got some ideas that I need to bring to life. Yes. I will let you know because we're definitely doing that thing. I'm not even playing. Nellie said, just an FYI in the state. Oh, I think I said that she got the new nurses. And then she said, D, here's the other comment. I am no longer ashamed of myself. Help me, D. Listen, I want to help everybody pretty much get their business started. And, my goal is staffing. Y'all know that's what I talk about. That's what I do all the time. But I spend a lot of time helping other types of businesses as well. The goal is to get your business up and going and to create a revenue stream for yourself. Create a money portal, a portal of a value portal, money portal, value portal, whatever the case may be. Do me a favor. I want you to go to staffingpreneursacademy.com. I want you to schedule a call. Okay. If you go into the description of the video, you'll see a link in there to schedule a call. Don't be shy. Just schedule a call. Just talk to me. Sometimes you just need to talk about it. If you don't have any money, you can still call me, but I prefer you to have a little bit of cash in your pocket so that I can actually help you bring the idea to life. But let's have a conversation because that's what's most important. Don't let something sit on your heart for so long. I had a lady tell me for 3-4 years, it was on her heart to start this business and she still didn't do it. We had a whole meeting and everything. I'm like, come on, girl, let's do it. She said she still didn't pull the trigger. And next year is going to come along and she's going to wish she still would have did it the year after, the year after, the year after. Don't do that. You got to invest in yourself right now so that you can see a different version of yourself tomorrow. It is so important. Alexa says, yes, I will need to call. Yes, call me. Let's make some magic happen. You can schedule an appointment directly on Staffingpreneurs Academy. For my folks, who is this? Trudy, I hear you. I did the same thing 15 years ago. Listen, okay, so I'm going to tell y'all this. So like, I too have done that, not with staffing, but I had one thing that I wanted to do for a very long time that I have not done. And y'all gonna laugh at me. I hope y'all don't laugh at me. But I want to do luxury real estate, like high-end luxury real estate. And I don't want to sell it like, I don't want to be a real estate person per se. But I just talk to and come in contact with a lot of high net worth individuals every day. And I always feel like, man, I should be selling them property while I'm talking to them. I just feel that way, right? And a lot of my clients are in and out of it, what have you. But in 2017, 16, 17, it was something I was thinking about doing. I didn't do it. Then I said I was going to do it again in 2019. Then I didn't do it. Then I said I was going to do it again in 2022. Then I didn't do it. And then finally this week, I went in and paid for my course because I'm like, I'm telling everybody else, like, don't wait, you know, and yet I am the one doing it. So it happens to all of us. But the thing is if God put it in your heart and your soul to do something, like, it's for a reason. It's a part of your plan. It's a part of something that you are supposed to do, right? And it'll happen exactly when it's supposed to happen because you follow the path. And when we stop listening, when we don't do it, just like, you know, I'm telling you, that's when things fall apart. So if it's in your heart, I talked to so many people in the last couple of weeks. It's like, oh my God, I've always wanted to do staffing. It's been in my heart to do staffing. I just don't know. Do it. Do it. Do it. If you fail, so what? You did it. Maybe it was something you were supposed to get during that journey, or that failure was supposed to teach you something. But 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to fail. 9 times out of 10, you're going to actually succeed. Okay? 9 times out of 10, you're actually going to succeed. There's fear that's holding you back. It's not anything. It's not even money. Most of y'all are like, it's money. It ain't money. Everybody watching this video can get money when you want it and when you need it. Facts. Even if you think you can't, like, if you want the Beyonce tickets, check. Everybody can go and get. So it's not the money, it's the action, it's the passion, it's the like, am I willing to invest in myself today to see the outcome that I want to tomorrow? That is the biggest question on the table. And am I so afraid of investing in myself today that I am not willing? Get me fired up in here today. Listen, it's got to be something that you got to be focused on, serious about, passionate about, period. And you got to go after to do it. And I want to help you if you're open. Okay. All right. I haven't put it out just yet, sister, though. She's talking about the checklist. Come on, sis, get the world of real estate. And again, I'm just doing luxury. I want to do high-end luxury. So all the events and stuff like that I be going to, everybody talking. I'm like, I should be selling my real estate to these people. I should be selling, you know, billion-dollar properties to these people, and I'm not. And I know that's a part of my journey. So I'm going back to school for the first time in a long time. I'm really excited about it. And that's what I'm doing with my spare time these days, in addition to my software. My AI software. Y'all gonna see that popping out in a minute. Y'all already see my music is out. Like, you got to start investing in yourself and unleashing your ideas and allowing your dreams to unfold and become real, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. This is the legacy that you're building and that you're leaving. When you're gone, it's going to stay on social media, empowering someone else. Who are you? Who are you? And what is your purpose? Those are the questions you should be thinking about every moment of the day. And am I doing things to work towards my purpose? Hello. You got this. You can absolutely do this. Come on. You can absolutely do this. There's nothing that can keep you from showing the best version of yourself. All the tools and the resources are there. So if you want to hang out with me, you want a little bit of motivation, I ain't easy now. I'll be in your ass, okay? I be dialing that number. What you doing? I ain't seen you in a minute. But I'm telling you right now, I know factually, as a little girl, you think of my damn stories, I don't even care. Trudy, tell her, do it scared. Do it anyway. Okay, do it anyway. But I just gotta say, I was just telling this guy last night. I'm like, listen, to be a little girl at the age of 11 with everything against her, no resources. Today is my son's birthday, August 18th. I was 12 years old when I gave birth to that young man. Okay, no resources. For me to be living the lifestyle that I'm living today is nothing short of amazing. But and I could pat myself on the back if I want. But that patting would be about me saying, thank you for investing in yourself every step of the way. Thank you for saying, even though this is hard right now, I know that I can see a different outcome in the future. Even though I'm broke right now, I know I'm going to see a different outcome in the future. Even though my family not supporting me right now, I know that I'm going to see a different outcome in the future. No, I don't have any friends, but I know I'm going to see a different outcome in the future. My husband's driving me crazy, but I know I'm going to see a different outcome in the future. Like, it's like, even though whatever is happening right now is happening, I know that this investment in me today, is going to create some valuable outcome. So what do I need to do for myself today to make things right for me tomorrow? And that's where I need you at every moment of the day. Is this benefiting me for tomorrow? For tomorrow's version of me, is this benefiting me? What I'm eating, what I'm drinking, what I'm wearing, how I'm working, who I'm calling, how many times I'm calling, how many emails I'm sending out, how many dumb conversations I'm having with people, why I should be spending my time and investing my time into really working on my dream, right? I love y'all. Nelly said, Dee would love to stage for you. Once you get into that, I would love to stage for you. Oh my gosh, I need somebody to stage for me. Yes, that would be great. Stage my my multi-million-dollar property. So y'all gonna hear me talking about stuff like that in the future too. But I'm back in school, so I'm excited because now I'm where a lot of you are that are in my classes. I'm not the instructor, I'm the student. So we're in school together, okay? And anybody that want to come and go to school with me, let's do it. We can do it together. Sister, I know you're a real estate agent. Nikki, you're an agent, right? I know many of you are already in that real estate space. Again, everything is a vision. Everything. So it's a little school here in LA. I want to do high-end, Beverly Hills properties, pretty much. That's kind of what I want to play in. I'm gonna do just like high-end properties, like $5 million properties and over. And I really I have already had my market that I want to focus on in that high-end area. And so even my look, my aesthetic, everything. I mean, I'm still keeping my short hair, I love my little snazzy, cuts and stuff, but like I'm got my little trainer, so I'm slimming down so I can, look a certain way. So, my aesthetic. So I'm really just, working on the next version of Dee Williams. What I aspire for that next version to be is definitely to continue to be a tech entrepreneur. I love coaching. I love training, but I'm definitely going to also sell high-end real estate properties on the back end, commercial and residential. And I'm probably going to also do a real estate auction house as well. So I'm looking at kind of putting all of those things together. So I have a little bit of fun in my next 3 to 5 years, and I hope y'all going to be on this journey with me as I'll be on this journey with you. Sister said, which school? Okay, my loving city. Yes, LA, exactly. So, all right, I love y'all. So the replay, I'll add it into Reskillify. We will be back next week. I'm probably going to go live for the rest of August, and then we'll start advertising for the new academy and the AI automation workshop. So both of those will be going on at the same time. And then I'll close the lives, but my lives will be bringing everybody into the academy. So if y'all need to see the replay right now, you can catch it on YouTube and LinkedIn and also on Facebook, but I'll add the replay into Reskillify. I love every last one of y'all. If you are not an academy member, the time is now. You can work with me one-on-one or go through the full program. Or if you're not looking to do a staffing business and you just need me to help you get your idea out off the ground, I can do that too. You can do this. That's really what I want to say. And for all of my academy members, increase your activity. Mainly Dr. Rice and Nikki I'm talking to. Increase that activity with quality. And y'all will see a better outcome in your business. Okay. I love y'all. Bye. I love y'all. All right. I love y'all too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And I will see y'all next week. I'm going to do my outro because y'all know I love my outros. And if y'all need anything, please schedule an appointment. Listen, schedule an appointment on the calendar, right? Just talk to me. It doesn't take but a second. Also, do me a favor and like this video. subscribe, leave a comment, talk to me. What did you think about everything I talked about in the video today? What else did you want to learn about the business? I love y'all. I'll see you on the next video.
Unleash your ideas, no time to wait. Build your dream, don't let it escape. From the vision to the code, from the thought to the sale, you've got the fire. Now set your trail, cause empires rise where ideas ignite. This is your moment, this is your life.